Starting in 2001, a show called Degrassi: The Next Generation premiered, and ended up going on for 14 seasons. It was a Canadian teen drama that even had Drake, who was Canadian himself, star in it for half the years it was around before leaving in 2008, where he would eventually go on to become one of the biggest rappers and celebrities in the world. Now, you're probably wondering what in the hell any of this has to do with baseball or what this video will be about, and it really doesn't. I mean, it kinda does, and you'll know how in a second. There's something that happens in this show. It's very quick, very subtle, but also very funny, and something that you most likely never would know or expect that will lead into the main man we will discuss in this video. It happens in Season 3, Episode 18, which is called Rock and Roll High School. It aired in 2004, and the episode features a music competition. In that music competition, there is an announcer, and little did we all know at the time, but that announcer, who has a tad bit of screen time in a random Canadian teen drama episode that aired years ago, would wind up being the dumbest manager in baseball. Chris Woodward was born and raised in California, getting selected in the 54th round of the 1994 draft by the Toronto Blue Jays, and 5 years later in 1999, his big league career began. Woodward went on to play 12 major league seasons, 7 of them with the Blue Jays, and he was never that good, except for 1 year, 2002, where he hit .276 with a .797 OPS in 90 games, hitting 13 home runs and driving in 45, with it being the only year in his career where he'd have an OPS plus above league average. But to be a coach or manager in baseball, you most definitely do not have to have been a star when you played. So immediately after retiring in late 2012, Woodward got a job with the Mariners as a minor league infield coordinator, becoming the team infield coordinator in 2014 and the third base coach in 2015, eventually getting the third base coaching job with the Dodgers, where he'd be from 2016 to 2018. In the middle of his Dodgers tenure, though, Woodward did interview for the newly opened New York Yankees managerial job, something he of course never got, which eventually went to Aaron Boone. Remember this, because it's pretty relevant later on. Although he didn't get the Yankees job, Woodward did get what he eventually wanted in a managerial job, with the Texas Rangers hiring him to run their ship in the dugout starting in 2019. The 2019 Rangers were not terrible, just not good, finishing at 78 and 84 and of course missing the postseason. At this point in time, not many baseball fans knew or really cared who Chris Woodward was. But by the time the shortened 2020 season rolled around, an incident would occur, one which would get people talking. The Rangers were taking on the San Diego Padres in Globe Life Field, Texas's brand new ballpark, and the Padres were obliterating them. It was 10-3 in the top of the 8th inning when soon-to-be superstar Fernando Tatis Jr. walked up to the plate. It was a 3-0 count on Tatis with the bases loaded, and he decided to take a good cut on the very next pitch, which was thrown right over the plate, smoking it out for a grand slam to make it 14-3. Chris Woodward was furious. Why? Because he felt that the unwritten rules of baseball had been broken. So what he did was change pitchers and then order that new pitcher to throw behind the next hitter up for the Padres, Manny Machado, and that's exactly what happened. After the game, Woodward didn't shy about his anger about what Tatis did either, saying,
I think there's a lot of unwritten rules that are, constantly being challenged, I think, in today's game. I didn't like it, personally. When you're up by 7 in the 8th inning, it's typically not a good time to swing 3-0. That's kind of, the way we were all kind of raised in the game, but just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not right, but I don't think we liked it as a group.
Because of this situation, many found out who Woodward was, and most of that many did not support him for obvious reasons. We now have a new little incident involving Woodward, and it's only more embarrassing for him. The Rangers and Yankees recently duked it out at Yankee Stadium in a day-night doubleheader, and it's what happened and what was said after the game that got people talking. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Gleyber Torres hit a home run to right field to walk it off for the Yankees. For those who don't know or understand the joke, Yankee Stadium is largely made out to be a little league field by many people across baseball, more notably fans because of how short the right field porch is. A ton of balls leave the yard that would be landing in gloves for outs in other ballparks. It's just how it is. With that being said, there are plenty of home runs that go out to right field that go deep enough into the stands to the point where they would be gone in most other ballparks, and that was the case with the Torres walk-off. After the game, however, Chris Woodward took a shot at the Yankees and their beloved park.
Small ballpark, that's a easy out in 99% of ballparks. So, the wind wasn't helping today. Just happened to hit it in a Little League ballpark.
I understand Woodward standing up for his player, but what was said doesn't make him look smart. at all. Thanks to current day technology, we now have the data on how many other ballparks that Gleyber Torres' ball would have went out in. His 369-foot walk-off homer that traveled at 106.5 miles an hour off the bat would have been a home run at 26 of the 30 MLB parks. That's only 4 where it wouldn't have gone out in. In Aaron Boone's post-game interview, he was then asked by the media about Woodward's comments.
Chris Woodward said that Gleyber's home run would have not been out of 99% of ballparks, and he called this a Little League ballpark. Do you have any reaction to that?
Not really. His math's wrong. 99% is impossible. There's only 30 parks.
Woodward then waited to come out the next day to claim that he was joking with what he said, and as you would expect, a lot of fans, many being Yankee fans, do not believe him. And when you watch the video, it doesn't seem like he was trying to make a joke. The Rangers have progressively gotten worse as the years go on with Woodward as their manager. And despite this being the case, he's under contract until at least 2023 with a club option for 2024. I can't imagine even Rangers fans like him. Not that the team doing poorly is necessarily all his fault, but we've yet to see him prove if he's really right for that team. From the Tatis incident to the Yankees comments, people really don't like Woodward, and he just continues to show how dumb a lot of his ways of thinking are. Maybe it's his goal all along. If he's actively trying to get fans to not like him, he's doing a great job.